Hey, what's up guys? It's Sack Like a Pro, and today we're doing the top 15 decks of the September 2013 format. These are all opinionated, so if you have any other decks that I may have forgotten, make sure you leave them in the description, but I'm hoping that I've picked the ones that should be topping, because I've been thinking about this for the past 20-25 minutes, making sure that I've got the right decks. So first we have Vampire Zombies. Now, this won't come out till Shadow Spectres, but I versed the deck and I can tell that with the new ban list, this deck is going to be really broken, because the deck was probably mid tier 2, tier 1 before Mizuki and Plague Spreader went to 2 and before all the back row got hit. But now that back row got hit and Mizuki and Plague Spreader are to 2, the deck just has a lot more consistency, and I think that's really good. Next you have Madolches. Now, I think this is one deck that takes a lot of skill. Like, you need to be good at the game to be able to play this deck properly. Now that might, that might make a lot of people angry or whatever, but it's just my opinion. I think it's one of the most skilled decks to play. I personally don't play it, but it's so easy to misplay with the deck, because I've played with it, and I think that it's going to be extremely good next format. As seen how Alexander Thomas went top 32, but personally I think that's because he just ran so much hate for the top decks that allowed him to do as well as he did. Next we have Constellars. This is a deck that I personally play myself, and I think that it's one of the fastest, if not the fastest deck currently out there, just because of the fact that they just do have that speed that allows them to make ranks really quickly, and they have things with bear and just stuff like that. Like, they can make Pleiades really good, which is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best XYZs this format. It's one of the best XYZs in Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion. Next is Agents. I think Agents are going to be pretty good now that Earth is to 3. And also a new card that I didn't include, Transmodify. That's going to be a really good card for Agents. Even though it is quite expensive, it's an extremely good card to mix with Agents, and I think Agents are going to be quite good just because of the fact that they have the Hyperion and the Christia and just stuff like that. Next we have Evil Swarms, because they pretty much did not get hit except for Rabbit to 1 and Eradicator to 1. That was pretty much their only hits. I think they're still an extremely good deck, and just the fact that they can pretty much say, I'm going to get out my boss monster, now you can't get out yours, is just a broken thing. And they are so good against the next deck I'm just about to speak about, which is also going to be really good next format, Fire Kings. Because Fire Kings resolve around, like Evil Swarms, Fire Kings resolve around one monster. Obviously Evil Swarms being Ophion, this guy's being Garunix. Ophion says no to Garunix. Like, deck versus deck. The one monster that these guys can only get, like, the one monster that these guys only ever get out stops the one monster that these guys only ever get out. So straight away, great matchup. But Fire Kings, the ability to get the Garunix lock going and just go, stand by phase, blow up the field, stand by phase, blow up the field, stand by phase, blow up the field, stand by phase, blow up the field. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so broken every turn. Like, for that to happen is broken. My deck personally can actually get out of the lock, which is quite cool, because we can just bounce their shit back. Next is Fire Fists. I've chosen Bear because I think Bear is going to be a really good card in the deck, even though the 3-axis, 4-axis, with the fact that Rooster is now a card, I think that, the ability to make, I'm pretty sure it's Horse Prince, or whatever card it is, I think Bear's pretty much good in every fire deck at the moment. It's also good in Constellars. But Bear's just all around a great card. Although they've been hit quite a little bit because of Tenki to 2, same as these guys and these guys. Next is Mermails. Personally, I like the Undyne version. Like, Undyne is my favourite version of Mermails that I've played. But again, this deck makes this deck pretty much crap. And that's why I personally think that this deck is going to be tier 1. Like, it was already kind of tier 1 last format, but it didn't really do much. It just shuts down everything. It's stupid. But this deck, again, it's one of the fastest decks this format, and that's why I've put it there. Because it definitely has speed, and it can get at boss monsters really quickly. Next we have High Priestess of Prophecy, obviously showing prophecies, because now that Judgment's banned, they're going to have to go back to running this card, which I think is fine, because I think the card is still really good. Just to be able to have a 25 beat up pretty easily, and just go, yeah, pop, 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 it's kind of stupid. And especially since they have all the fates, and they have everything to back this card up. It's not as if this card is alone. The thing about spellbooks is, if they can get a 25 beater, that 25 beater is not really a 25 beater. It's a 25 beater that pretty much can't be destroyed by spells and traps because of one of the spellbook cards. I think it's Wisdom. It can bloody banish a card because of fate. It can become 35 and add spellbook spell cards because of power. It's what they're gonna have to go back to running to, except for the dark version of spellbooks. The dark version of spellbooks is actually a different kind of spellbooks. If you watch Asian Eyes White Dragon's video on it, it's actually quite good, but I personally prefer this version. Next up is Chainburn. The reason I'm saying Chainburn is because the one thing that Chainburn couldn't do last format is it couldn't win fast enough. E-Drags and Prophecies won too fast for this deck. Now this deck has gotten Duality 3, which gives it more consistency, and it's gotten a slower format where back row and heavy is removed. All these things back up Chainburn. Nothing got hit in Chainburn. Eradicator got hit. That helps this deck, because Eradicator would beat this deck. Okay? Deck Devi targets got hit, which hurts this deck. Like, all this stuff's getting hit, and this deck is, kind of thorn of roses, no one's going to expect it, but bam, it's going to win a YCS, and that's personally why I'm building this deck, because it's cheap, and even though it's trolly, it's fun as hell. Next up is Blast the Dragon Rule of Infernos, representing plant dragons, because I've seen the deck play, and I think it's pretty decent. I don't think it's going to be tier 1, like everyone says it will be, because it's like, it doesn't have anything to back the deck up. Like, if you can, Cancelos have Omega, which just negates every kind of bit of back row. This deck, all someone's got to do is just set a Compulsory at bottomless, and as soon as you do something to create Compulse, okay, summon an E-Drag, attack, okay, cool, and phase in my turn, it bounces back. Like, they can only really do one thing a turn, and if you stop that thing, then they're kind of dead, which sucks. Next we have Dark Worlds, because I think if the player who's playing Dark Worlds knows what he's doing, then the deck is extremely good, and the deck is extremely powerful because they sit behind Grapha, who, with Gates, is a 3000 beater. He's a terrific card. I think he's pretty broken because he can pretty much special summon himself from the grave and his discard effect. He's a great card all around, and I think the deck personally is going to be really good. And it's still got some decent consistency as well, it's pretty fast. The only thing that got hit is Eradicator and Card Destruction, which hurts. But, meh, it's, I think the deck's still going to be pretty good. Next we have Six Samurais. I know you're thinking, what gateway got banned? How's this deck? This deck is still extremely fast. There are so many times where I've played Six Samurai, and I haven't, gateway is 1 cut out of 40. If you're telling me that gateway getting banned makes 6Ms dead, then you're telling me that the only way to win with 6Ms is by drawing gateway, which is not true. You can win easily with 6Ms without gateway. The only, it's like, if there's a deck where you can only win if you get 1 card, then the deck sucks, and Six Samurais don't suck. Six Samurais are a good deck. And I think it's ridiculous that people are saying it's dead just because one card got broken. One card got banned, and it deserved to be banned anyway. That card was stupid. So yeah, 6 Thames, quick synchros, decent beat over power and stuff like that. Next is Bujins. Pretty much once this card comes out, Bujins are going to be really good. Because if you have this guy and Yamato, Yamato's effect goes off, sends Turtle to grave, he get this guy effect to add Bujin Incarnation, and you just go bam, 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 bam. And you make Susanoo, who attacks every monster your opponent controls, which is broke. The deck's really good. It's really good. Only problem is, until this guy comes out, the deck isn't, because all I ever see them doing is just sitting on Yamato. They just sit on Yamato and protect him with the crane and the turtle, and they don't have much else. Now, as far as I know, Yamato's only 18. Yeah. So I can't see a deck being good when their boss monster is 18. Now, this guy's really good. You can attack all your monsters, attach one, take one Bujin monster from your deck, add it to your hand, and send it to grave. So you can do either, which is really good. So these cards are pretty broken, and I think that's why the deck's going to end up being good. Last up is Black Wings, because of this card going to 3. Because if you have 3 on the field and you summon this guy, or you summon anything over 14, not him, but if you have 3 of these on the field, you just go, okay, cool. They all stack up. Cool, add clue, add clue, add clue. It's like an honest. It's like saying, okay, I summoned a monster, now I get to add 3 honests to my hand. That's ridiculous. Plus, Vio is broken because you get rid of it. Sorry, how do you spell that card? There you go. Value. That card's broken because you just send it to grave, and then you have a tuner that's on the field that can be used for synchros, but it's in the grave. And I think it's nice that they said that, even though the effects of the synchro monster's negated. I mean, how many different Blackwing synchro cards are there that have decent attack? Like, there's 22, 28, 23, 25. Like, that's pretty decent. That they're all good attacks. So I think that I think that card's very good, and you have Zephyros and Sirocco, who's really good. Shura, Clue, as we said. You also have Blizzard, who's really good. He's just instant level 6 synchro, or level 5, or whatever. And I mean, they don't just have to, like, they can make Catasta, they can make all the other guys too. They don't just have to make their own synchros, but it's nice that they do have their own synchros, which is quite cool. So, yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any different opinions or anything like that, any other decks that you think will be topping, make sure you leave them in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys thought, but I just thought I'd play this, I thought I'd show you this deck because, this video, because I think it's going to be really interesting to see, 15 decks that I all think can top, I shouldn't say YCS because I live in Australia and we don't have them, but, I think that all these decks, all 15 of these decks, have the ability to do well in a regionals, or do well at nationals, or even do well at worlds, which is something this format, I mean, even though there's no real regionals or nationals this format, I'm thinking that Konami wanted to do something, and the reason they did it now with the ban list is because they wanted to test something, because they don't want regionals and nationals to have a crappy format. That's why they're only doing it for 3 months. That's why they've done this, because nobody knows if this format's going to be good or not. It was crazy what they did, and that's why they've done it, because they don't know, they're scared that stuff's going to happen, and that's why they've made it short, in my opinion. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I gotta stop talking now, otherwise this is gonna take a whole time to upload. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.